Welcome to Police 10-8 Talk. I'm Joel. Got Bosco today. We finally had a break in the weather here in our part of the state. We were obscenely hot. The bugs would carry you away, so we've kind of I've been trying to do some tabletop videos to keep videos going. Now we're getting a little bit better weather, so we're out here at Fort Wilson. Bosco is going to take a couple minutes going over a new handgun he picked up to carry it as duty weapon. So I'm going to step out. Bosco, take it away, bro.
Okay. Hey everybody, it's Officer Bosco. The gun I'm going to be going over today is the Smith&Wesson MP 45 Compact. It is basically a 45 ACP. It carries 8+1 rounds. The great thing about the Compact too is you actually can use the 10-round magazines in them as well, so it gives you a little bit of versatility. The main difference between this and the regular MP40s, honestly, is they're actually about the same size. A lot of the holsters that'll fit an MP40 will fit, MP9 and an MP40 will fit the 45 Compact. It's a really actually overall a very thin gun. It's got a 4-inch barrel on it. I like it a lot. It's basically very similar to my 23-inch size of the Glock 19, so it's very compact. And like I said, it has 8+1 rounds of 45 ACP. Luckily my chief lets me carry a 45. Of course, his only rule was I had to buy all the duty gear for it and provide the ammo. But once he told me I could carry a 45, the first thing I did was look for a 45. The Smith&Wesson MP 45 Compact to me is the perfect gun. I like carrying it off duty as well. There is a flat floor plate that comes with this gun that you can get. As well, it's got the customary little finger rest on it. But it does have a flat floor plate, which if I carry concealed, I carry with the flat floor plate. Overall, like I said, it's a really good gun. This actually was a police trade-in model that I bought. It had night sights on it. I got an insane price for it. So this was actually issued to an officer to the agency before me. The accuracy is insane. It's probably one of the most accurate 45s I've ever shot. The one thing I can say about it is it does have an ambidextrous slide release on it, or bolt hold open, depending on how you want to call it. The one thing I find is it's extraordinarily stiff. Even now, I still have to do a tap and rack on it because this is still so stiff. I can't. It's very hard to hit it. It's still stiff even to this day. Anyways, what I do is when I carry it on duty, I carry it usually with my Olight Mini Valkyrie on it. I actually have an off-duty holster that'll fit this combo as well. The one thing that makes this a really nice gun too is the fact that there is duty gear available for it. There actually are duty holsters. I'm wearing a Safariland ALS holster, which it'll fit in this. The great thing about the ALS holsters is it fits a wide variety of lights on it. I can use my Mini Valkyrie, or I can use actually my TLR1 will fit in this holster, and my Valkyrie PL2, the full-size Valkyrie, will fit as well. So I like these holsters a lot because it gives you a lot of options, especially with lights and stuff. It is one duty holster for it. I like the ALS because all it has is basically just the thumb and the guard on it. One thing I did find out too is that there actually is a Blackhawk Serpa holster that'll fit it as well. Like I said, MP 9 and 40, surprising, are more or less the same size. It's a little bit, sometimes if you notice it going in and out, which I'll take this out, take this light off, check to make sure it's empty. And what can you do on this one? It's basically, it's a little bit tight, but overall it fits no problem. You can use it with or without the Xiphus light, which I love these holsters. I'm not a fan of the Xiphus lights. It's the one complaint I've always had with these holsters and these lights. I'm not a huge fan of them. That's the reason why I have used this. I'm going back and forth between this and the LS to find out which one I like the most. So far the LS works out better just because of the fact there's more, I can put more light options on it. But I do like the Serpa holster, and like I said, there are duty holsters available like the Serpa as well as the LS holster for the Smith&Wesson 45 Compact. Trigger pulls, okay, it's not bad, it's not great. It's about, I'd say about 7 pounds-ish, give or take. It does have the hinge trigger, which people love it, people hate it. I don't put aftermarket triggers on any duty gun I've ever carried. Because even the HK I had, I put an LEM trigger on there, which is an actual HK trigger, but I don't mess with different triggers. The hinge trigger is a little bit interesting. If you never fired one before, it takes a little bit to get used to, but you can get used to it. It does have interchangeable back straps as well. They give you 3. This is, I believe, the small because that fits my hand the best. You get a medium and a large with it as well. The only real druther I have with this gun is it doesn't have a very good reset on it. It's not pronounced like a Glock. Like you can't, like at a 40 on a Glock, you could feel that it's real pronounced on the Smith&Wesson MP. It's not really that great. It's harder to feel it. The 2.0 models are supposed to address that issue. I've never fired one, so I can't comment on it. Another thing that the 2.0s addressed is the fact that the old original stippling is not very good. It's not very positive. It's a little too slick. So I actually cut out some skateboard tape and actually did it like the newer grips on the 2.0s and actually put a piece of grip tape here on the sides. But you can see that right there where I put that on there to give it a little bit of positive grip on it. Other than that, I love this gun. It's fantastic. It's, like I said, it's one of the softest shooting 45s I've ever fired, and it's, like I said, it's considered a compact. So anyways, just stand by. We're going to go to the range and put some lead through it, so stand by.
Here we are. We just slipped over to our range, fixing to fire some rounds out of Bosco's 45C. So here we go. Never fired it before, so I don't know what to expect. All right. I'm going to hand it off to Bosco. He's going to shoot it, and then we'll offer you some final thoughts. Be right back.
Hey everybody, it's Officer Bosco. I'm going to be plinking some rounds down range with my Smith&Wesson 45 compact. I'm actually going to draw from holster just because it's good muscle memory for me since I do carry it as a patrol duty sidearm. So let's get some lead down range. Okay, if you line ready?
Ready?
Okay, let's give him a moment and we're going to give her our final thoughts on it, so stand by.
Here we are. We moved down a little closer to the target to offer you some final thoughts on Bosco's duty weapon. I've never shot it before. Very mild recoil for a compact 45. Bosco touched on it a little bit a few minutes ago. You have to hunt for the reset.
Yeah.
It is there. But it's you don't have that tactile
noticeable
feel you have with a Glock. But all in all, very accurate.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, the reset, like you said, is another issue. Now, supposedly with the 2.0s, this is one of the first ones, one of the older ones, the Gen 1s, I guess you could call it. The 2.0s kind of address that issue you're talking about with the reset. Supposedly it's a lot more noticeable now, and you can actually hear audible click, whereas this one you can't. But this is, like I said, this is an older model. The hinge trigger too is also a little different.
A little different.
When you're a Glock shooter, because you got to take up the slack in that hinge trigger to get it to go, which is a little bit weird when you're used to Glocks. So it's something you got to kind of get used to. But like I said, I don't put aftermarket triggers on any duty gun just because of liability.
Liability issues.
Yeah, because in that way, you don't want to, if you got to go to court and you played with the trigger somehow on your duty gun, it's not by an armor, or if it's not something that's done by Smith, you can run into a lot of trouble. Anyways, very happy with it. I love it. Like I said, it's one of the probably most accurate 45s I've shot in a long time. Really great.
Very accurate, very soft
Mild
recoil.
Yeah.
So that's the 45C. Make sure you give us a like or subscribe. You can also follow us on Instagram at police10_8talk. Me and Melissa have been putting a lot of effort into that, so follow us on that. You can check us out on Instagram.
Yeah.
We're also on several different platforms as well, so you can check us out there as well. So
remember to be safe. Watch 6.